we go. Cool. There's a switch right here. And good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you're having a great Friday morning. It's time for our Community Spotlight program, but this morning it is our Longhorn Spotlight program, and we have the Payson High School girls and boys basketball teams in the studio. So if you want to join in on our Facebook page, KRIM Radio, you can watch this program. So joining me from the girls basketball team, we have Hannah Sarnowski, Clara Whaley, and Miley Redford. There we go, I got the names. I've been saying them enough, you know, live streaming the games this year, broadcasting the games, and hopefully you guys have been watching them because both teams doing real good. The girls, what is your record?
That is a great question.
What? Well, no, just on what's on AIA. Well, that's great. You don't know. I'll tell you, it's 8-1.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. It's good. It's good that you know you're not focused on the record there, and you just play, huh? There you go. So yeah, 8-1. Great games last night down at Bourgade Catholic. You girls won, and tell me a little bit about the game, Hannah. Because you are the point guard, you run the show.
Yes, sir.
So now you're going to run this show, okay? So
Fantastic.
There you go. So how was last night's game? Talk about that a little bit.
I think it was a good experience. I mean, we're just focusing one game at a time, and we all played really good as a team, and I think it was a great win for us. So.
Cool. Yeah. It's now tell me a little bit about Bourgade Catholic, their style of play.
Bourgade's a pretty solid team. I mean,
Yeah.
They're very physical.
yeah.
Very
Like
physical.
on
That's
defense,
what I was waiting
yeah.
for.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
physical.
I noticed offensively, you know, they have, well, every team so far has kind of had a hard time against you and your defense for the most part. The defense, just so impressive, full court press, trapping, and it creates a lot of turnovers. So that's what happened to Bourgade Catholic last night, but when they did get the ball, it seemed like their bigs got the ball outside and just like barreled in. They just were like, stop us if you can, and they just went for it. And that seems to be how they scored most of their points, was using that tactic. Would you say that's correct, Miley?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just needed to like make contact sooner, like not let them get to that middle part.
Mm-hmm.
And our trap or our full court press, like when it does get broken, we just need to get better at making contact sooner. But for the most part, our full court press is solid.
It is. It really is. I think it gives most teams problems, a lot of problems. Also, something that was really working, I think, last night, working real well, three-pointers. That's something that you guys kind of rely on. Yeah, heavenly. Heavenly. Yeah, the three-pointers. So, you have like so many three-point shooters on the team. It's crazy. So, Miley, you're one, Clara, and then got, who else? Well, somebody that I think, here you go, come and join us right here, another member of the team. And Landon, can you adjust that camera a little bit, brother, where you see us, like, see where she's cut off a little bit, move it. There you go, to where we're getting everyone a little bit more. Our cameraman, Landon Hansen. There we go, Landon. Great job. Hey, now you're cutting me off a little bit too much, though. Come on, man, just a little bit more. You can do it. I know you can. There you go. Perfect. So you are?
I am Alondra Ramirez.
Alondra Ramirez. And I haven't been saying your name that much this year because, unfortunately, you've been injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does it look like as far as your return?
So hopefully I get my results for my MRI soon.
Okay.
So after that we'll see.
Okay, cool. So hopefully it will be soon.
Yeah.
I remember because you were one of the starting guards, like probably starting two position, two guard. Yeah, I don't know if they use the numbers anymore because I'm
Yeah.
old, so.
We
Yeah.
do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
So a 2 guard. So you played 2 games, maybe 1 game?
I put like two or
Two-
three, not
2 or
really.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you had to come out. And then also, thankfully, there haven't been real significant injuries this year. I know you came out of 1 game. Was that the Florence game? That was pretty rough too. I mean, that was, yeah, there was like a wrestling match. Did you know that you signed up for wrestling?
No, I did not know.
No?
Not real soon though.
Yeah, little wrestling going on
Yeah.
down there. And then Clara, you were injured as well, and I think it was the first game of the season, wasn't it?
I think I didn't get to play against Apache Junction.
Mm-hmm. So you missed 1 game?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, but I remember, and one of the other players, Cheyenne McClellan, kind of stepped up, came in for you, and that's one of the other 3-point shooters, Tatum McDowell. Oh my gosh, Avery Bagain, I think, can, shoot from behind the line too, so, and you as well. I think, were you in the 3-point competition?
Yeah, that was me.
That was you, where you almost beat
No,
Omar,
I
right?
did.
You did beat him? Oh, Omar and Payton?
Yep.
Payton is facing the wall. He's just like, they're looking at the wall. That's right, you beat both of them. Oh my goodness. So let's see, your next game is this Saturday.
Yep.
And it's nice though that, I like how you don't really know what your record is, do you know who you're playing?
Yeah.
I'll just
I'll
say,
say,
yeah.
okay, because watching film and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just say, how do they look? What are you focusing on? And don't give away secrets, okay? Coach Davis, they're not giving away any secrets, okay? But what is your focus going into the Alchese game, Clara?
I think just like any way we would approach another game, I think is we start off the game just like football movement, hard defense.
Mm-hmm.
But
And what are the main concerns with Alchese, would you say?
I feel like they do have a couple 3-point shooters.
Okay.
So just like locking down the 3-point line, obviously, but also not allowing them to cut to the basket because they do a lot of circle rotation and cuts. So,
Gotcha. So if you're playing out more, defending that 3-point shot, that kind of leaves the lanes open
Yes.
for those cuts.
So
If
just
you have a team that cuts real well and pass real well, then kind of leave
a
yourself
lot of
open. back.
communication. I think that's what we struggled with yesterday on defense was communication.
Mhm.
So I think as long as we talk on defense on the back sides too.
Gotcha. Now, yeah, that's something I don't maybe necessarily hear the talking, and maybe it isn't like super loud, but there is a lot of communication going on out there, Anna.
Yeah, there is.
And I'm sure you're probably the one kind of directing that or leading that.
Yeah, except defensively, usually we have our back line communicate a little bit more because they can see more of the court better. So
Gotcha.
our back line's really good. Grace and Kendall, they do a great job communicating, so it's really helpful for us guards.
Yeah, and they do a great job also rebounding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rebounding, which is, yeah, such a big part. And then something that I've noticed through the games is when they get the ball, they get it to you quickly, or whoever is in at that point guard position, and you guys like to push it.
Yes, sir.
You like to push it, and I know probably to keep the pressure on the other team, and hopefully, be able to get an easy bucket before they can get set in their defense. How has it been, and I think it's been a couple years now, but how's it been with the shot clock, 35-second shot clock? What do you think, Miley?
I like having the shot clock. We've always caused other teams to have shot clock violations, and that's always like a rewarding feeling. And I think that it's such a huge energy, it brings so much energy when that happens and you cause another team to get that violation. There's so much energy, the bench goes wild, and on the court we're able to push the ball and score, and I think it's a huge game changer.
That happened at least once last night. And did it happen more than once, or just the one time?
A few games ago it happened more than once, but I think last night it was just once.
Just once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other team, it has to be deflating to them
Yeah.
when they, realize we can't even get a shot off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah, real deflating. Alchese is your next game. It's this Saturday, I believe at 6 o'clock at the Wilson Dome. So I encourage everyone, if you're here in Payson, definitely come out and cheer the girls on. And also, you will really be impressed with their game. Defense, offense, I think just like all around. Individually, what is the one thing or something that you were really focused on this year, improving or working on, or something that you wanted to see yourself do better, Hannah?
This year, I think I've been focusing on taking care of the ball a lot more and like reading the court, making sure that we keep possession and I'm not the one that's getting like the turnovers, like, because that's a huge focus as a point guard. You don't want to be throwing the ball away because then that just gives another opportunity for them to come out and score. So
Something I've noticed you do so well is keep your head up. You keep your head up coming down the court, so you are scanning the court and take advantage of any opportunity of someone being open, the defense not paying attention, and that only happens when your head is up. When did you get real comfortable, dribbling like that, or when did you notice like, oh, I don't have my head down, it's up and I'm seeing everything?
I've been trying to focus on that ever since I was a little kid, like looking up, trying new things like in between the legs. I think I got that down by like 5th grade or something. So,
so like 10 years old, she's like, balling.
Not that good.
Magic Johnson, his passes, and I'm like, what the heck?
And all my coaches have like focused or like made sure I was focusing on keeping my head up since I was a kid too. So that helped a lot.
That was, our coach would, a drill we would have is, we'd be dribbling, and if we put our head down, they'd throw a ball at our head. And if our heads down, we didn't see it, so it's like, oh. that teaches you pretty quick. You're like, I better keep my head up, or I'm just going to get hit. How about...
our coaching ideas.
No, hey, Coach Davis, you listen. These days, you couldn't do that now. But how about you, Clara? What is something you've been really focused on?
I really like focusing on defense.
Okay.
Because as our coach says, we play defense to play offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just getting a couple steals in the game really gives us that offensive energy.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it does get you pumped up, doesn't it? I know you get pumped up, Miley. You're like out there, pumped up when you make a good defensive play, a steal, and that's the thing. It's there were quite a few steals in last night's game that resulted in easy layups or easy shots, open shots. So, as you said, Clara, defense produces the offense, usually. So how about you, Miley? What's something that you've been focused on this year, wanting to improve?
For me, it's been just seeing the court better, making the right decision on offense especially, and not letting the defensive pressure get to me, and just being more calm with the ball.
Being more calm, huh? Yeah, that's something, talking to my son who plays, and he said that that's something he's feeling as the years progressed, is just in situations where you're being trapped, being pressured, the defender's just all up in your business, and staying calm, and just taking care of the ball.
Yeah.
So that's good. How about you, Alondra?
So I think in the past I've been known as the 3-point shooter, just stay in the corner and shoot it. But I think this year I've been focusing on going to the basket and making plays for my team, kind of helping Hannah out with the ball.
There you go. So now it's nobody puts Alondra in the corner. I'm not just gonna go in the corner. I gotta, so the all-around game. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I look forward to you coming back. That's exciting. That then you'll have your full team, right? Oh boy, watch out, everyone, watch out. So again, next game is Saturday. Is there a game on the schedule that you guys are really looking forward to? A team that you're oh yeah, we want to play them bad. Is there any team like that? I see you have Snowflake.
I can't wait to play
Snowflake.
Oh yeah, because now being in the Metro.
Yep.
You're not playing you know, the other teams like you usually do. So Snowflake is the one that, yeah, the calendar's marked.
Yep.
And that is the 23rd of January. It's up there too. So it is an away game, and you know that they always, all their teams, their programs get great support from the community. So it should be a great environment. Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on this morning. We are going to switch it over to the boys basketball team. And thank you, ladies. Have a great weekend, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, and great job out there, too. All right, so we're doing a little shift here. If you're watching on Facebook, you'll see it happen live right before your eyes. And guys, here we go. If you want to grab the chair over there, Peyton, I'm going to move a little bit this way. There you go, Bryson, get cozy with me over here. Come on, man, I showered this morning, man, come on. Don't be all bad, shift that way a little bit, because all they're getting is the back of your big noggin, man. So here we go. In the studio we have members of the boys basketball team. We got Bryson, Eccles, Peyton Stewart, Omar, Fierro, Nava, Landon Hansen, and DW. Dane White. So, guys, great game last night. That must have felt good, yeah?
Yeah.
It did, felt real good. And sorry you missed the game, man.
Yeah,
you?
I was sick.
You were sick?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you stayed over there. I'm glad you sat next to me. No, you feeling better though?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna be good for Saturday?
Yeah, I will.
Cool, so the boys taking on Out to Say as well. Saturday, right after the girls varsity game, boys game kicks off at 7:30. But let's talk about last night's game, man, because it was a great game. Tell me a little bit what your thoughts were on Bourgade Catholic, the team, Bryson. What kind of like, what were their strengths, or what were they doing real well last night?
They had some tall people.
Yeah, how tall was that one dude?
I'd say it was like 6'7", 6'8".
So he was taller than you, Landon. Yeah, were you kind of looking up to him a little bit? Yeah, a little bit. And he had a wingspan. The dude was long, man. His arms. There were a couple plays where he jumped out. It looked like Kevin Durant or something, or who's the Wembanyama on Wembanyama on San Antonio coming at you like. Wah. So yeah, they had some height. What else, Peyton? What would you say kind of stood out to you about the game in general? How about like what were some parts of the game, or like a part that you really remember in your mind, you know, when you were playing it back, that stood out to you?
I think at the end of the first half, they kind of got on a run. We got down like 8 or something, and we were able to come back, even it up at the end of the first half, and then we just went from there.
That was big, yeah, because in that second quarter, you guys got down by like 8 points, right? That was like their largest lead, and then you were able to come back, just claw your way back, tied at halftime. How did it feel, Omar, in the locker room at halftime? I mean, how was the energy? What was the coach, you know, telling you guys to focus on?
During halftime, like we went to the locker room. We knew it was a tied game, so that right there, just like we knew they were a beatable team, and so we just had that like mindset that they're beatable, and that we just had to push the ball and just make our layups finish.
Landon, for you, how important is the mindset? Is like knowing, hey, we can beat these guys. Hey, the guy who's guarding me, I can take him. I can score on him. I can stop him from scoring. How big is it, or how important is it for you to have that mindset?
It's really important, because if you have like a weak mindset, you're not going to do much for the offense or the defense. But if you have like a mindset like, I can take this guy, then you're going to be a big factor in how you guys play. And
yeah, you and Bryson kind of were on Victor, guarding him last night, and also shooting too. But you guys had strong games, you know, down low, getting some points, getting a lot of rebounds, and not letting him dominate the game. I mean, he really didn't. And then he got in foul trouble too a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
So that's big. Either of you like have a lot of fouls that game? I didn't remember. You didn't, did you? You had one, and
I didn't have any.
what?
You know, that's an accomplishment.
That's a first, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't have any. And you didn't get caught? No, not once. No, it was good. And so coming out, when you guys got up, kind of what was the feeling then, Peyton, once you got the lead? Because you hit some big shots there. You had at least one three-pointer, maybe a couple.
3.
Three? Yeah, and it seemed like the ones that, the one I remember came at a really big time, but that's right. And then were they all in the second half, or at least two were in the second half, weren't they?
Yeah, 2 in the second half.
Two in the second half, and just coming at real big times, because how close did they got within 1 point, 2 points?
Yeah, it was close at the end.
It was close, and then you were able to, and you ended up winning by 6 points, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was the focus, or what were your thoughts, like, when you saw them starting to come back, and then, on keeping that lead, what were you thinking?
Like Omar was saying, like at halftime we realized this team's beatable, and then once we got that momentum, we just kind of took it and ran. And they still tried to make some runs on us, but I think we were able to hold them off pretty good.
So I was sitting next to the father of number 13, the point guard. Yeah, and that was a good one. You guys, Omar, and their point guard, number 13, really battling, man. You guys, and he had a strong game. I was talking to someone afterwards, and it seemed like you really liked that challenge. Like when he made one, it was like, okay, all right, okay, hey, see what I can do. And you really had a strong game, and so that was big, kind of the back and forth with you and their point guard. Like what was going through your mind in that game? What were some of the thoughts?
So like he'd score on me a couple of times, and I just wanted to get back at him, and he couldn't really handle the ball. So that's when I started putting more pressure on him. He started losing it, and they were just getting frustrated with each other, and that's when I knew that we had it. We had this game in the bag.
Gotcha. The one thing I noticed also, and this always got me when I played, was his shot. It was a weird shot. It wasn't a smooth shot. Where your jumper is nice, like normal looking, smooth jumper. But his shot was weird, but it went in.
Yeah.
It went in. I'm like, what is going on? And the guy was fearless. He was, he would shoot it, and that was something towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
That drive you had, shooting it and getting a 3-point play at the end won. What are you feeling at the end of the game? Are you feeling that extra pressure? Like, oh man, this is an important shot.
I think just like after the end one, that momentum hit me harder. Like, yeah, we're gonna beat this team. We just have to play good defense, swing the ball. Like, there's like a minute left in the game, and we just started moving the ball around, get them shifting, and that's what, like, we were just wasting time right there.
Yeah, and at the end, it was strange. They wasted a lot of time kind of on that last possession. I was waiting for them to take it in, to shoot it. They were like passing it around. It's like, what are they doing? And then before you knew it, the clock, it was like at 17 seconds or something. You guys get a rebound, and it was over. So Landon, what did you feel like was your biggest impact, or how you impacted last night's game the most? Where do you think that was?
Just playing big on defense, probably. Not letting them pass it to the big guy in the middle. We ran our zone for a little, and that helped. That confused them whenever we went out man and then switched. They didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah, and that's something, if you're switching up offenses and then they have to adjust to that, do you find sometimes teams, like, they have a hard time adjusting?
Yeah, especially like a young team like that, they didn't know what to do when we switched, and like the first 4 or some possessions that we had on that, we would score or we would score on defense. We would force them to do the turnover.
Yeah, gotcha. Now you say young team like that, but now let me see if I got this right. Junior. Yeah. Junior.
Sophomore.
Golly. Why is he so big, Bryson? Sophomore and sophomore. So you guys are a young team too, yeah? Yeah, so that's really cool. And Dane, let's talk one thing that I know. Come on, move that mic close to you. There, you're all laid back, man. Sucking on a gin and juice. No, he's not Raleigh. He's really not. You love rebounding, don't you? Yeah. Anyone that watches you play knows you love rebounding. So why? Why do you love it so much? What motivates you?
Get the ball. You know?
Get the ball. Yeah. But just getting that ball, huh?
Yeah, it's my ball. No one else's. I want it. I get it.
Yeah, and you go after it, man.
Yeah.
So that's really important because you can't score unless you have the ball.
Yeah.
So if the other team's just getting offensive rebounds and then they get a chance to score more as well.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed, man, is you have a really smooth shot. Where your shot, and now how much do you practice?
I shoot 500 shots a day.
500 a day.
At my house.
Yeah, because at first maybe somebody would look and say, oh, it's not like this real like Jordan jumper, looking all good and like perfect, but it looks good. But man, you must have a high shooting percentage.
I try.
You try, yeah, because it's a good looking little jumper. The other thing I noticed is you guys, for the most part, you bigs don't take the outside shots. Does coach keep you like reined in? I know Bryce is smiling, but what's the philosophy on that, Bryson? Bigs taking the outside shots.
Well, he just says that we know our range and we know where we can shoot it.
Uh-huh.
So, but if he thinks we're confident in the shot, he suggests we take it.
Yeah. Okay. So, have you made 3-pointers? No. Well, you haven't taken that many, right?
I've taken some.
A couple here or there. Yeah. No, that's good. It is good because that's that discipline, of trying to work it inside or get it to one of the guards and then go down low, post up, and get it back. But you, young man, you kind of let that ball go, don't you?
Yeah.
And so what's take me through like games where your shot's off and you're coming down to the end of the game, you're open, and it's like, hey, I gotta take this shot. Like, what are you thinking in your mind? What's your mind? Where's it going?
I mean, even if I'm off, I'm always confident that I can make that shot. But if I'm off, I'll still look to run the offense, get other people that are doing it, get them the ball.
But it's so important, that mindset, huh? That if you're a shooter, and that's what you have to do, and there's plays set up, designed for you to get the ball, get open. When you're open, to have that confidence, huh? To just always think, hey, I'm going to make the next one. I'm going to make the next one, and also not overthink it, huh?
Yeah.
I know that can be an issue sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, overthinking it. No, it's because it's just get set, put the shot up there. And there were some big, you guys were making some big shots, some really good shots. And it was a good, last night was just a great example of a really solid outside game and inside game. Making shots from outside, Caden Sanchez hitting some threes, you hitting the threes, and then inside making the shots, driving. So, I mean, it really felt like watching that you guys were like really hitting on all cylinders, like everything was working. Is that how it felt for you, Omar?
It did.
Yeah. And it must feel real good when that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So your next game, Saturday, against Alchese in the Wilson Dome. Hopefully you guys can come out, support them, cheer them on. The boys now, I think that evened you guys up. I think you guys are 4-4, like record.
4-3.
4-3. 4-3. Cool. So Alchese, what do you expect from those guys, Dean? What do you expect from Alchese?
Oh, they're usually like fast. usually fast and short. They can shoot the tray ball. So
I know, the
you
tray
know,
ball.
Yeah.
Tray ball. Yeah, so, and the fast teams, they can be frustrating for the big guys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when they're smaller and faster and hitting you in the arms, always, you know, trying to get the ball from you and just kind of want to just kick them a little or, you know, push them. It's like, get off of me, little man, you know? But, so what do you do? What's the secret, like, when you got the smaller players? What do you know that you should be doing?
Just keep the ball up, you know.
Keep the ball up, that's right.
Can't really jump. They're just short, you know. Just keep it up.
Oh, man, hopefully I'll say he's not listening. You know, hopefully they're not listening. But no, that's the big thing, keeping the ball up, keeping the ball up. When you bring it down, it's like the guards, they
Snatch
love
it from
it.
you,
Snatch it, oh yeah. Well, hey, great game last night and good luck to you guys Saturday. Thanks so much for coming in this morning and talking, Sharon. You guys did great. Girls, you did great too. And thank you everyone for listening and watching this morning. Time to get back to the music with some Pixies, Matchbox 20, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. But first, let's get a update from our National Weather Service. You guys have a great weekend.
Have a good one.
Yeah, and enjoy that cool weather out there.